The black wolf ran beneath a moonless sky. Its paws struck wet earth without sound. Cedar branches bent away from its shoulders. Fog opened before it and closed again behind. It was not hunting. It was searching. The wolf crossed the northern ridge and slowed above the Parker house. Warm light glowed behind one upstairs curtain. A girl's shadow moved across the room. Ava. The wolf watched until the shadow disappeared. Then it lowered its nose to the ground. Rain had washed away most of the scents. Most, not all Lucien. Thomas, Ava. And something else. Something old enough to remember the forest before the road had been built. The black wolf's lips pulled back from its teeth. A warning growl vibrated through its chest. A light came on downstairs. Thomas stepped onto the porch carrying a flashlight. The wolf moved deeper between the trees before the beam reached it.
Who's there?
The black wolf waited. Thomas swept the light across the yard, the edge of the creek, the cedar trunks. Nothing. He remained outside several seconds longer than necessary. His hand rested near the weapon beneath his coat. The wolf watched him check the upstairs window. Then the lock on the front door. Only when Thomas returned inside did the wolf turn away. It ran south. Main Street stood empty. Rainwater reflected dark shop windows. The clock above the courthouse read 12 minutes past 2. Its hands had not moved in years. The black wolf crossed behind the bakery, circled the diner. Stopped outside the library. Fresh boards covered the entrance Lucien had destroyed. The wood still carried his scent. So did the stone steps. Blood, rain. The pale creature that had used Emily's voice. The wolf pressed its nose to the lowest step. The scent traveled east, then vanished. Not faded. Vanished as though whoever had left it had stepped out of the world. The black wolf raised its head. A shape moved across the library roof. Silver eyes appeared above the gutter. Lucien stood in the shadow of the clock tower. The wolf did not growl. Lucien looked down at it. Neither seemed surprised.
You found nothing.
The wolf released a quiet breath through its nose.
Neither did I.
Lucien turned toward the northern road. The lighthouse beam swept across low clouds. On twice. The third rotation stopped midway. The light remained fixed on the forest. Lucien's expression sharpened. The black wolf saw it too. Something had interrupted the mechanism. The lighthouse had not stopped that way in 17 years. Lucien dropped from the roof. He landed without sound beside the wolf.
Go to the creek.
The wolf remained still. Lucien looked toward the Parker house in the distance.
I'll watch her.
The black wolf studied him. A silent question. Lucien answered anyway.
I gave my word.
The wolf turned. It ran north before the next sweep of light crossed the town. The lighthouse stood above the sea on a black cliff. Waves struck the rocks below. The black wolf moved through tall grass surrounding the keeper's path. No human scent. No fresh tire tracks. No open doors. Yet the light remained fixed inland, pointing toward Moonlight Creek. The wolf looked up at the tower. A dark figure stood behind the lantern room glass, too far away to identify. Tall, still, watching the forest. Lightning flickered beyond the horizon. For one instant, the figure was gone. The light resumed its rotation. Onse. Twice. 3 times. The black wolf backed away from the cliff. A raven flew from the roof. It circled overhead and disappeared north. The wolf followed. Moonlight Creek moved quietly beneath the forgotten bridge. The modern trail ended half a mile south. No town signs pointed here. No hikers came this far. Only the river remembered. The black wolf slowed near the trees. Another scent waited ahead. Warm, familiar wolf. It stepped into the clearing. The silver wolf stood on the bridge. Moonlight rested across its back. Golden eyes watched the dark water below. The black wolf approached. Neither bared its teeth, neither lowered its head. They had stood like this before. Many years ago, when the bridge had been whole, when Emily Parker had still carried a camera through these woods, the silver wolf looked toward the black wolf's injured foreleg. A shallow cut crossed the fur. The black wolf looked toward a darker wound beneath the silver wolf's shoulder. Both injuries came from the same creature. Both wolves knew it. The silver wolf stepped aside. On the center plank rested one black feather, wet at the tip, dry everywhere else. The black wolf lowered its nose. The feather smelled of cold stone, old blood, and the Parker house. A low growl rose from both wolves at once. The silver wolf lifted its head. The black wolf followed its gaze. Beyond the bridge between two cedar trees, a pale shape stood watching. Human height. No face. No scent. The black wolf lunged. The shape vanished, not into the forest. Simply gone. The silver wolf looked toward the old bridge, then toward the south. Toward Ava. The black wolf understood. Not tonight. Soon. The silver wolf bowed its head once. The black wolf answered. Then they turned in opposite directions. Silver moved north. Black moved toward town. By sunrise, neither would leave a single footprint behind. Ava woke with Lucien's name still in her thoughts, not because she had dreamed about him. She had not slept long enough to dream. She opened her eyes to pale morning light and the sound of Thomas moving through the kitchen downstairs. For several seconds, she remained beneath the blankets. Then the previous day returned all at once. The library doors breaking. The thing outside using Emily's voice. Lucien moving faster than sight. Blood on his mouth. Fangs. His eyes turning black around silver. The word she had finally spoken aloud. Vampire. Ava stared at the ceiling. The painted stars looked less innocent now. 3 days ago, impossible things had belonged to books and old movies. Now one of them sat beside her in chemistry. She turned toward the chair near the window. Lucien's black coat hung across the back. He had placed it around her shoulders after the library. She did not remember taking it home. She remembered the cold weight of it, the smell of rain and cedar, the way Lucien had looked at her after admitting what he was. Not proud, not threatening, afraid. Afraid she would run. Ava pushed back the blankets. She crossed the room and touched the coat sleeve. The fabric was old, soft from years of wear. One cuff had been repaired with dark thread. Not professionally, carefully. She imagined Lucien sitting somewhere with a needle, refusing to replace something that mattered. The thought made her smile. Then she noticed the blood. A narrow stain darkened the lower sleeve. His blood. Ava's smile faded. She lifted the coat. The stain looked almost black. By the time she carried it toward the bathroom, it had begun to disappear. Not dry. Disappear, slowly withdrawing into nothing. Ava watched until the fabric became clean.
That is deeply strange.
A knock came from the bedroom door.
You're awake.
That was not a question.
I heard you talking.
To a coat?
Thomas entered carrying a mug. He saw the black coat in her hands and stopped. His expression changed so quickly Ava almost missed it. Recognition. Then something quieter, grief.
You know this?
Yes,
It belongs to Lucien?
I know.
You keep saying that.
You keep finding things I recognize.
Thomas placed the mug on her desk. Ava lifted the coat slightly.
Why does it matter?
He looked at the repaired cuff.
Your mother gave it to him.
Ava lowered the coat.
When?
A long time ago.
That answer is especially useless when discussing vampires.
Thomas almost smiled. It did not last.
She bought it after he ruined another one, helping her at the lighthouse.
Helping her do what?
Thomas looked toward the window. The lighthouse was not visible from the house during daylight, only the direction of the coast.
Investigate.
You knew they worked together?
Yes.
You knew Lucien was a vampire.
Thomas took a slow breath.
Yes.
And you let me spend 3 days discovering that by nearly being killed in a library,
I did not let that happen.
you made sure I knew absolutely nothing.
I was trying to keep you away from it.
It came to Seattle?
Thomas became still. Ava watched the admission reach him. He had not told her why they moved. but she already knew part of it.
The photograph you received.
Thomas did not answer.
It was about me.
Ava,
Was I being watched?
His silence became unbearable. Ava set the coat on the bed.
Show me?
not before school.
Then after?
We'll talk.
Number?
Thomas looked at her.
You said that in Seattle? You said it on the road. You said it when we arrived. You keep moving the truth into tomorrow.
Thomas lowered his eyes. Ava had never seen him look ashamed so often as he had since returning home.
After school. I will show you the photograph.
And the envelope?
Yes.
And you will tell me everything you know about Lucien?
Thomas looked toward the coat again.
I will tell you what I can.
That is not the same promise.
Number. It is the only honest one I can make.
Ava considered arguing, then stopped. It was not enough, but it was more honest than yesterday. She nodded once. Thomas moved toward the door.
Dad?
He turned.
Do you believe Lucien would hurt me?
Thomas did not answer quickly. When he did, his voice was quiet.
Number.
Then why do you want me away from him?
Because hurting you is not the only way he can change your life.
The words stayed in the room after he left. Ava looked at the black coat, then at her reflection in the mirror. Her father was afraid Lucien would change her life. The unsettling part was that he already had. Thomas drove her to school in silence. The morning was warm after the storm. Sunlight flashed through cedar branches and moved across the dashboard. Ava held Lucien's folded coat on her lap. Thomas noticed.
You're returning it.
I assume he needs clothes.
He has others.
This one belonged to Mom first.
Number.
Ava looked toward him.
She bought it for him. It was always his.
Then why did he leave it with me?
You would have to ask him.
That is the first useful thing you have said this morning.
Thomas turned into the school parking lot. Students crossed the road in groups. Ethan stood near the front steps speaking with two teammates. He laughed at something one of them said. Easy, warm, normal. Then he looked toward Thomas's truck. His smile faded for half a second. His eyes moved to the black coat on Ava's lap. Thomas saw the reaction. So did Ava.
Stay near Lily today.
Why Lily?
Because she is normal.
Are you sure?
Thomas almost laughed.
More normal than the others.
That is not reassuring.
She opened the door. Thomas caught her wrist gently.
I mean it.
I know.
No forest.
I have classes.
No creek.
It is between school and home.
Take Main Street.
That adds 20 minutes.
I will pick you up.
You are working.
I will be here.
Ava looked at him. The fear beneath his insistence was real.
Fine.
Thomas released her.
But after school, you show me everything.
I will.
She stepped out. Thomas waited until she reached Lily, then drove away. Lily watched the truck leave.
He looks like he wants to place you in protective custody.
He is considering it?
Do you get snacks?
I will ask.
Lily looked at the black coat in Ava's arms, then at Ava, then back at the coat.
That is Lucien's.
Yes?
You have Lucien Blackwood's coat.
Yes?
Overnight.
He left it after the library?
Because he was protecting you.
Yes?
And you are saying these things in a tone that suggests none of them are important.
I did not sleep.
That explains the judgment.
Ava smiled despite herself. Lily leaned closer.
Did he tell you?
What he is?
Lily nodded.
He did?
And
And he is still Lucien.
Lily studied her, not frightened, not judging, only worried.
you believe him?
I believe he protected me.
That was not what I asked.
Ava looked toward the school entrance. Lucien stood in the shadow of the nearest column. He was speaking with Evelyn. Or rather, Evelyn was speaking while Lucien watched Ava. His gaze dropped to the coat in her hands. Something softened in his face. Then Evelyn followed his attention. She looked toward Ava. Her expression became unreadable.
I am trying to.
Lucien waited until Evelyn walked away. Then he crossed the front courtyard. Students unconsciously moved around him. No one stared. They simply made room. Ava held out the coat.
You forgot this?
Number.
You left it?
Yes?
That is usually how forgetting works.
Lucien looked at the coat, then at Ava.
Keep it for today.
Why?
It may rain.
There is not a cloud in the sky.
This town changes quickly.
He is right.
Ava looked between them.
Is weather another thing everyone knows except me?
Mostly we look up.
Lucien's mouth almost curved into a smile. Ava saw it. He noticed her seeing it. The smile disappeared.
You do that often?
What?
Almost smile?
I have no idea what you mean.
He definitely does.
Lucien looked toward Lily.
I am going inside.
She left without waiting for either of them. Ava folded the coat over one arm.
You were hurt yesterday.
I healed.
I saw.
Does that bother you?
The question sounded casual. It was not. Ava looked at him carefully.
The wound disappearing bothered me less than the wound happening.
Lucien did not move.
You stepped in front of me?
That was necessary.
You could have left?
Number.
Why not?
Lucien looked toward the windows above them. Students moved behind the glass. Ordinary lives beginning another ordinary day.
Because you were there.
The answer was simple. Too simple. It warmed something inside Ava before she could stop it. She looked down at the coat.
My father told me Mom bought this for you.
Lucien's expression changed. Memory moved behind his eyes.
She did.
He said you ruined another coat helping her at the lighthouse.
Your father speaks more than he used to.
Not enough.
Number.
What happened there?
The first bell rang. Lucien glanced toward the doors.
You cannot use class every time I ask a question.
I can try.
You told me you would stop hiding.
I told you I would answer when I could.
Can you now?
Lucien looked at her for several seconds.
We found something beneath the lighthouse.
What?
A room.
What was inside?
Nothing.
You are lying?
Number.
His eyes held hers.
The room was empty, but someone had been living there.
My mother?
Possibly.
Before she disappeared?
After.
The second bell rang. Students hurried past them. Ava barely noticed.
You think she returned there after disappearing?
I think someone wanted us to believe she did.
Who?
That is the question we never answered.
He stepped toward the entrance. Ava caught his sleeve. The same movement as the day before. This time Lucien did not stiffen. He looked down at her hand, then back at her.
Do you trust Ethan?
The question surprised him, only slightly.
With certain things.
That sounds like no.
It is closer to yes than I offer most people.
How long have you known him?
A long time.
Longer than he has been 17?
Lucien's eyes narrowed with faint amusement.
You noticed something.
His arm?
Lucien looked past her. Ethan stood near the hallway entrance. His left sleeve was pulled low over his wrist. The expression on his face remained friendly. His attention did not. He was watching Lucien and Ava.
The thing from the library scratched the silver wolf.
Yes.
Ethan is injured in the same place.
Lucien did not deny it.
You know what that means?
Yes.
And you are not going to tell me?
Number.
Why?
Lucien's voice softened.
Because it is not my secret.
He walked inside. Ava remained in the courtyard holding his coat. Across the entrance, Ethan smiled when their eyes met. A normal smile. A friendly smile. Then he adjusted his sleeve over the hidden wound. Ava followed him into school. The morning passed too slowly. History, English, chemistry. Ava heard every word and remembered almost none. In chemistry, Lucien behaved as if their conversation had never happened. He measured solutions, corrected Ava's calculations, prevented Julien from using too much heat.
Blackwood,
Yes.
stop your cousin before I lose another ceiling tile.
That happened once?
It remains memorable.
Lucien reached across the neighboring table and turned off Julien's burner. Julien sighed.
You discourage innovation.
You were boiling alcohol.
Carefully.
Number.
Ava tried to focus on the experiment. She felt Lucien watching her. She did not look up.
You are distracted.
You are withholding information.
That is not new.
It is becoming irritating.
That is also not new.
Ava looked at him. He was smiling, barely, but this time he did not hide it fast enough.
There.
What?
You smiled?
I did not.
He did.
Lucien looked toward Julian.
I am helping.
You never are.
Mr. Bennet called for silence. Ava returned to her worksheet.
Ethan is a wolf.
Lucien's pencil stopped.
I am not asking.
Then I do not need to answer.
You already did?
Lucien slowly continued writing.
You should not follow him.
I did not say I would.
You were thinking it.
You cannot know that.
You touched your camera bag.
Ava looked down. Her fingers rested on the strap.
You do that before you investigate something.
You have known me for 4 days.
You are consistent.
That is not always a compliment.
Number.
He leaned closer. His voice lowered beneath the noise of the classroom.
Do not follow him into the woods.
Because he is dangerous?
Because he will know.
That is not the same warning.
It is the one you might listen to.
Ava did not promise. Lucien saw that too. Lunch was held outside beneath bright sunlight. Students crowded around picnic tables near the football field. The repaired library doors were visible beyond the town roofs. Ava sat between Lily and Ethan. Lucien chose the end of the table. Close enough to listen. Far enough to pretend he was not part of the group. Lily unpacked an apple crackers and 3 different kinds of candy. Ethan placed 2 hamburgers and a plate of fries in front of himself.
Is that all for you?
I had practice?
You watched film for 40 minutes.
It was physically demanding film?
Ava laughed. Ethan pushed the fries toward her.
You need food?
I have food.
You have half a sandwich?
That is technically food.
Technically is a dangerous word.
He uses it often.
Ethan looked toward him.
You are participating.
I made an observation.
That counts.
Lucien looked as though he regretted sitting down. Ava watched Ethan reach for his drink. His sleeve pulled back. The bandage beneath had been replaced. Fresh white cloth. A small spot of blood near the wrist. Ethan noticed her looking. He lowered his arm.
Football again?
Very aggressive?
In the middle of the night.
Night football.
You are terrible at lying.
I am charming enough that people forgive it?
They do not.
Ethan smiled at him. The exchange sounded familiar, not new, not hostile. Ava looked from one to the other.
How long have you two known each other?
Years?
Too many.
Specific?
I was a child.
You remain one.
I am older than I look?
Ava held his gaze. Ethan realized what he had said. Lily did not.
That is what every 18-year-old says.
Exactly.
He took a drink. Ava looked at Lucien. Lucien was watching her. He knew. She knew he knew. Ethan knew both of them knew. Only Lily continued eating crackers.
Why is everyone quiet?
No reason?
None?
Apparently.
Lily narrowed her eyes.
I dislike this table.
A football rolled across the grass. Ethan caught it with one hand without turning. Ava watched the movement. Too fast, too precise. He tossed it back. A student shouted thanks. Ethan smiled. Then a sound came from the forest, too low for Ava to understand. Ethan's smile disappeared. Lucien looked toward the same trees. Their heads turned at the exact same moment. Ava heard nothing. She watched both of them listen. Ethan stood.
I forgot something?
In the forest.
Near it?
What?
My dignity?
You will not find it.
Ethan ignored him. He lifted his backpack.
Do you need help?
Number.
The answer came too quickly. He looked toward Ava, the friendliness returned. But something serious remained underneath.
Stay here?
Ava almost laughed. Not because it was funny, because everyone in Moonlight Falls gave her the same instruction. Ethan walked toward the athletic building, then changed direction once he passed behind it, toward the forest. Ava waited until he disappeared between the trees. She closed her lunch bag.
Number.
I did not say anything.
You have the face.
What face?
The one you make before doing something I will regret.
You barely know me?
You are consistent.
Ava looked toward Lucien. He remained seated. His attention followed Ethan's path.
Are you going after him?
Number.
Why?
He knows what he is doing.
And I do not?
I did not say that.
You thought it?
Possibly.
Ava stood. Lucien looked up at her.
Ava.
You said it was not your secret?
It is not.
Then Ethan can tell me himself.
He may choose not to.
That is still his choice?
Lucien's expression changed. Choice. The word mattered. Ava lifted Emily's camera bag.
Do not bring that.
Why?
He will think you came for proof.
I came for answers.
To someone hiding, they can look the same.
Ava slowly set the camera bag on the bench. Lily caught her wrist.
I am coming.
Number?
You were about to follow a possibly supernatural football player into a forest.
I did not say supernatural.
You did not have to.
Lucien stood.
Lily stays.
I dislike being discussed as furniture.
It is safer.
I also dislike that word.
Ava looked toward Lucien.
Are you coming?
Number.
You are going to follow me anyway.
Lucien did not answer. Ava smiled slightly.
You are becoming easier to read.
She headed toward the athletic field. Lily called after her.
Text me before you discover anything horrible.
I will.
You absolutely will not.
Ava crossed the grass behind her. Lucien waited 10 seconds, then followed. The forest swallowed the sounds of school within minutes. The whistle from the football field faded first, then the voices, then the distant slam of locker doors. Soon, only the wind remained. Ava followed the narrow trail between cedar trees. Ethan had not tried to hide his path, broken twigs. Fresh footprints. A dark thread caught on a branch. He was either careless or wanted her to follow. That possibility made her slow down. Lucien's warning returned. He will know. Ava looked over her shoulder. No one, only sunlight slipping between the trees. Lucien had followed. She was certain. She could not see him. That meant nothing.
You are very bad at pretending you are not here.
No answer. Ava continued walking. The trail dipped toward the creek. Mud softened beneath her shoes. Ethan's footprints stopped beside a fallen cedar. Not faded, stopped. Ava looked ahead. The forest opened into a small clearing. Empty, no Ethan, no movement. His backpack rested against a tree, neatly placed. A blue jacket lay folded beside it. Ava stayed at the edge of the clearing.
Ethan?
A low sound came from behind the fallen cedar. Not a voice, breathing. Slow, heavy. Ava's heartbeat quickened. She took one step forward, then another. Something dark moved between the trees, large, too large. The black wolf emerged without sound. Its shoulders reached nearly to Ava's chest. Dark fur absorbed the sunlight. Golden eyes watched her, not wild. Not confused, aware. Ava froze. Every reasonable instinct told her to move backward, slowly, carefully. Instead, she looked at the wolf's left foreleg. 4 healing scratches crossed the dark fur, exactly where Ethan had been bandaged.
I knew it?
The wolf's ears moved backward. Not threatening, almost embarrassed. Ava swallowed.
You are Ethan.
The black wolf released a quiet breath. Its gaze shifted toward the tree behind Ava. Lucien stood in the shadows. He had been there the entire time.
She followed you.
The wolf looked at him.
I warned her.
You did not try very hard.
I knew trying harder would encourage you.
That is insulting.
It is accurate.
The black wolf made a sound deep in its chest, not a growl. something suspiciously close to laughter. Ava looked toward it.
You do not get to laugh.
The wolf lowered its head. Its body shuddered. The first crack made Ava flinch. The wolf's shoulders folded inward. Its front legs lengthened. Paws became hands pressed against the earth. Dark fur withdrew across skin. Bones shifted beneath the shape. Not violently, not beautifully. Simply as if one body were making room for another. Ava forced herself not to look away. Within moments, Ethan knelt where the wolf had stood. Bare feet in the damp earth, jeans torn near one knee. His shirt remained beside the backpack. He reached for it quickly and pulled it on.
You could have waited until I was dressed?
You could have told me.
That would have made this conversation easier.
Yes,
I was trying to avoid it.
I noticed.
Ethan stood. He looked less confident than usual. Not frightened of Ava. Uncertain what she would do with the truth.
You already know too much?
That is not my fault.
You followed me?
Because you lied.
I simplified?
Lily was right. That is lying.
Ethan sighed.
I told you she would notice.
You could have been less pleased about it?
I am not pleased.
You both look extremely calm for people who have been lying to me since I arrived.
Lucien stepped into the clearing.
I was trying to protect you.
So was he.
She looked at Lucien.
Everyone keeps protecting me by making sure I understand nothing.
That was Thomas's plan.
And yours?
Lucien did not deny it. Ethan sat on the fallen cedar. He rested his elbows on his knees.
What do you want to know?
The question came without defense. Without conditions, Ava looked at him carefully.
Are you a werewolf?
We usually say wolf
Why?
because werewolf sounds like something from an old movie.
You just turned into a giant black wolf.
Fair.
Does the full moon control you?
Number.
Silver?
Unpleasant. Not fatal.
Do you lose control?
Ethan's expression changed. The answer mattered.
Sometimes.
Have you hurt anyone?
He looked toward Lucien. Lucien remained silent.
Almost.
When?
The first time, I was 13. I did not understand what was happening. My father tried to stop me. I did not recognize him.
Ethan rubbed his left hand. An old habit. The skin looked unscarred.
Lucien found us.
What did he do?
He stood in front of me.
That seems to be his solution to everything.
It worked.
Ava looked at Lucien. He stood near the edge of the clearing. Sunlight stopped just before his shoes.
You protected him.
He was a child.
You say that like I am not still offended?
You were attacking a tree.
The tree looks suspicious?
You told me he chased a squirrel yesterday.
He did.
That squirrel was also suspicious?
Ava laughed she had not expected to. The tension in the clearing loosened. Only slightly. Ethan smiled. Not the easy public smile. Something smaller, more relieved.
How old are you?
18?
Lucien looked toward him.
In the way that matters at school?
And in the other way?
83.
Ava stared.
You asked?
You look 18.
So does he?
That did not help.
Ethan picked up a pine cone and turned it between his fingers.
Wolves age slowly after the first change. Not as slowly as vampires, but slowly.
And Lily does not know?
Number.
She is your friend.
That is why she does not know?
You sound like Thomas.
I was afraid of that.
Ava moved closer.
The silver wolf. Who is it?
Ethan looked toward Lucien. Lucien's expression became more guarded.
We do not know.
You greeted it last night?
I know it.
That is different from not knowing.
I know it's scent. I know it has protected this town for years. I know it knew your mother.
But you do not know who it is.
Number?
Can wolves stay wolves permanently?
For a while. Not forever?
Then it has a human form.
Probably.
And nobody has ever seen it?
Not anyone still willing to speak about it.
Ava turned toward him.
That sounded deliberately mysterious.
It was deliberately accurate.
Did my mother know?
Lucien looked away.
I believe she did.
You believe?
She never told me.
Why not?
Because Emily kept other people's secrets better than her own.
The words carried affection and pain. Ava noticed both. Ethan stood. He looked toward the trees behind them.
We should go back?
You brought me here?
I did not.
You left a trail.
I knew you were following.
That means you brought me here.
I wanted somewhere safe
Safe for what?
for you to see.
Ava studied him.
If I changed near school, someone else could have seen. If I ran farther, you might have gotten lost.
You planned this?
I made a choice.
The word landed between them. Choice. The same thing Lucien had offered at the bridge. The same thing Thomas had tried to take away. Ava looked at Ethan differently now, not only as the cheerful boy from school, as someone who had chosen to trust her with a secret that could change his entire life.
Why?
Because you were going to find out, and because Lucien was right.
Lucien looked toward him.
She is already in.
The sentence settled over the clearing. Lucien's face tightened. Not anger, resistance.
In what?
This?
That is not specific?
It is as specific as the truth currently allows.
She has seen a vampire. She has seen 2 wolves. She has been attacked twice. Emily left things for her. You cannot send her back to ordinary life.
I know.
Then stop acting like you can.
Lucien looked at Ava. For the first time, she saw the conflict clearly. He did not want her ignorant. He wanted her safe. To him, those had always been the same thing.
You do not get to decide what I can handle?
I know.
You say that often.
I am adjusting.
Slowly?
Yes.
A branch snapped beyond the clearing. Ethan turned instantly. His eyes flashed gold. Lucien moved closer to Ava, not in front of her. Beside her, Ava noticed the difference. A figure appeared between the trees, Thomas. His sheriff's jacket was open. Mud covered his boots. His face held anger sharp enough to cut through the afternoon.
Ava,
She closed her eyes briefly.
You found us?
you left your phone on the lunch table.
I forgot it?
Lily said you followed Ethan into the forest.
She tells you everything?
She was worried.
So were you.
Yes.
The honesty stopped Ava from arguing for half a second. Thomas looked at Ethan, then at the backpack, the torn clothing, the damp earth where the black wolf had stood. He understood immediately.
You showed her.
She saw?
That was not the question.
I chose not to lie after she saw?
Thomas's eyes moved to Lucien.
And you allowed this.
I arrived after.
You followed her.
Yes.
You should have stopped her.
He tried?
Not hard enough.
Because he knows me?
The words came before she could think. Thomas looked at her. Lucien did too. Something shifted in the clearing. Ava had publicly placed herself beside Lucien, not because Emily told her to, not because she lacked information, because she had watched him protect her, because she had listened. Thomas heard the choice inside her words.
You have known him for 4 days.
That has been enough for him to tell me more than you have in 17 years.
Thomas flinched. Ethan looked down. Lucien's expression closed.
I am sorry.
She was, but she did not take it back. Thomas walked several steps away. He looked toward the forest. When he spoke again, the anger had weakened.
This is exactly what I was afraid of.
Me knowing?
You believing knowledge means control.
I do not think I control anything.
Good, because you do not.
A low howl rose from beyond the creek. Not Ethan, not the black wolf Silver. They all recognized it. Ethan's head turned north. Lucien listened. Thomas became still. The howl came again, closer, then stopped. Ava looked toward the trail.
It is calling us?
Yes?
Number.
Everyone looked at him.
We are not following it.
It brought Mom's camera.
It also brought you into a greenhouse where you were attacked.
It protected her.
You do not know why.
Number.
Then, do not mistake uncertainty for trust.
And do not mistake fear for wisdom.
Thomas looked at her. The sentence sounded like Emily. Ava saw him hear it. His anger fell away. Only exhaustion remained.
You sound like your mother.
I know.
The silver wolf appeared between the trees. No one had heard it approach. It stood beneath a shaft of sunlight. Blood marked one shoulder. Its golden eyes moved across the clearing. Ethan first, Lucien, Thomas, finally Ava. It walked toward them. Thomas's hand moved near his weapon. The wolf ignored him. It stopped in front of Ava. Something hung from its mouth. A leather strap. An old cassette recorder. Ava recognized it from Emily's photographs. The wolf placed it gently at her feet. Thomas stopped breathing.
Dad?
He stepped forward slowly.
That was hers.
Ava lifted the recorder. Mud covered one side. The plastic casing was cracked. A strip of blue tape had been placed beneath the buttons. Emily's handwriting remained visible for all four. Ava looked at the others. 4. Exactly 4. Emily had expected them. The silver wolf turned toward the northern trail. It walked several steps, then looked back. Waiting, Thomas stared at the recorder in Ava's hands. His resistance had nowhere left to stand.
We listen first.
Here?
Number.
He looked toward the darkening forest.
Somewhere we can lock the doors.
They returned to the Parker house before sunset. No one spoke during the walk. The silver wolf did not follow. It disappeared near the creek after watching them take the southern trail. Thomas drove from the school parking lot. Ava sat in the front seat holding Emily's cassette recorder. Ethan and Lucien sat behind them. The arrangement felt strange. A sheriff, a vampire, and a girl who had stopped believing ordinary explanations. Thomas checked the rearview mirror repeatedly. Not at the road behind them. At Lucien. Lucien looked through the side window. Ethan rested one arm across the back seat.
This is comfortable?
It is a 5-minute drive.
That does not improve the seat.
You complained less as a wolf.
I had more room?
Ava looked toward Thomas. He was trying not to smile.
You can laugh.
I am driving.
You use that excuse often.
The tension eased for one moment. Then Emily's recorder shifted in Ava's lap. Everyone became quiet again. Thomas parked beside the house. He looked toward the upper windows before turning off the engine.
No one opens anything.
We are listening to a cassette.
I mean, doors.
That is reasonable.
You agreeing with him is becoming unsettling.
I am trying something new.
They entered together. Thomas locked the front door, then the back, then closed every curtain. Ethan watched him check the windows.
You have been doing this every night.
Yes.
Since Seattle?
Yes.
Lucien looked toward him.
You should have told us.
You should have stayed away.
I did?
Number. You stayed close enough to watch.
Yes.
Thomas turned. Years of anger surfaced between them. Ava placed the cassette recorder on the kitchen table. The sound stopped both men.
Not before we hear her.
Thomas looked at his daughter. Then at Lucien. He moved toward the table. Ethan sat across from Ava. Lucien remained standing near the doorway. Thomas noticed.
Sit.
Lucien looked almost surprised.
If Emily recorded this for all 4 of us, then sit.
Lucien took the final chair. For the first time since Emily disappeared, the 4 people she had trusted sat around the same table. Ava placed one finger on the play button. No one was ready. She pressed it anyway. The cassette clicked. Static filled the kitchen, soft at first, then louder. Ava kept her finger near the stop button. Thomas leaned forward with both hands flat against the table. Ethan stopped moving entirely. Lucien looked at the recorder as though it might wound him. The static shifted. A breath. Then Emily's voice, clear close.
If Thomas is holding this...
Thomas closed his eyes. Emily laughed softly through the recording.
Then he has already checked every door twice.
Ethan looked toward the hallway, then back at Thomas.
She knew?
She always knew.
The tape continued.
Thomas, stop pretending you are not afraid. You always become quieter when you are frightened.
Ava looked at her father. The same observation she had made only days earlier. Thomas lowered his head.
Ethan,
Ethan's smile vanished.
if you are listening in human form, thank you. If you are not, please do not eat the recorder.
A short laugh escaped Ethan before he could stop it. His eyes became bright.
She said that once.
When?
I stole her camera strap.
As a wolf?
I was young.
You were 60.
That was young.
The humor faded as Emily continued.
Lucien,
The room changed. Lucien did not move.
you are probably standing near a wall. Sit down.
Ava looked at him. He was already seated. For some reason, that made the moment hurt more.
And stop blaming yourself long enough to listen.
Lucien's gaze dropped to the table. The faintest tension crossed his jaw.
You did not fail me. You made the choice I asked you to make. You kept Ava safe.
Ava looked toward him. Lucien did not look back.
If she is there with you now, then you kept that promise longer than I ever had the right to ask.
The tape crackled. Ava heard Emily take a breath.
Ava,
Her name sounded different in her mother's voice. Not like an echo. Not like the false voice at the library. This voice carried warmth and perfection. A tiny tremble at the end.
my sweetheart.
Ava pressed one hand against her mouth. Thomas reached toward her, stopped, then placed his hand over hers on the table.
If you are hearing this, then I am already gone.
The sentence emptied the room. No one breathed. Emily continued before grief could settle.
I need you to understand something. The things hidden in Moonlight Falls are not all connected. People will try to make them feel connected. That makes fear easier. Fear likes one answer. The truth usually has several.
Lucien slowly lifted his eyes. He was listening to every word.
Moonlight Creek holds something that should never have been disturbed. It is not a person. It is not a wolf. It is not a Blackwood.
Ethan looked toward Lucien. Lucien looked back. For once, neither appeared surprised, only confirmed.
Years ago, I found a door beneath the forgotten bridge. I opened it.
Thomas's grip tightened around Ava's hand.
She never told me.
That was my mistake. I thought I could understand it before anyone else became involved. I was wrong.
The recorder crackled again. A faint sound moved beneath Emily's voice. 3 slow knocks. Thomas heard it. So did Ava.
The door listens. It learns. It remembers voices. And every time someone answers, it becomes stronger.
Ethan leaned forward.
The thing at the library?
It may have come from the same influence.
She said it was not connected.
She said not everything was connected. That does not mean nothing is.
Emily's voice cut through them.
Do not answer it. Do not argue with it. Do not believe it. Use the silver key. Open the outer passage. Reach the inner chamber. Then lock the wooden door again.
Ava looked toward Thomas.
The key from the bridge?
We do not have it.
The recorder continued.
The first key will lead you to the second. The silver wolf knows where.
Ava felt a chill move across her skin. Emily had expected the wolf. Expected all of them. Expected this exact table. This exact choice.
You must go before the next heavy rain. The creek rises when the water reaches the lower stone. The door will begin calling again.
Thomas looked toward the kitchen window. Sunlight still filled the yard, but dark clouds had begun gathering above the western ridge.
If you wait, someone else may answer.
The recording became quieter. Emily's voice softened.
Thomas, let Ava choose.
Thomas closed his eyes.
Ethan, trust Lucien.
Ethan's expression tightened.
Lucien, trust Ava.
Lucien finally looked at her. The words settled between them. Not an order. A challenge.
And Ava, Trust yourself.
The tape clicked. Static returned. Then nothing. Ava kept her finger near the recorder. No one spoke for several seconds. Thomas finally reached forward and pressed stop. The kitchen clock ticked once, twice, outside. Thunder moved faintly across the distant hills.
Number.
Ava looked at him.
We are not going.
She said someone else might answer.
She also said she made a mistake by going alone.
We are not alone.
You are not going underground beneath a flooded creek.
The rain has not started yet?
It will.
Emily believed there was time.
Emily believed too many dangerous things could be understood.
Lucien's expression cooled.
And you believed ignoring them would make them disappear.
Do not.
You brought Ava back here without warning any of us.
I brought her because someone found us.
And told no one.
I did not know who I could trust.
You could have trusted me?
You were a child when Emily vanished.
I was older than you.
Thomas turned toward him. The sentence landed strangely in the ordinary kitchen. Ethan leaned back.
Chronologically?
This is not helping?
She looked around the table. All three men were frightened. They simply wore fear differently. Thomas tried to control everything. Ethan made jokes. Lucien became quiet. Ava placed both hands on the table.
She recorded this for all four of us. She did not tell Dad to protect me. She told him to let me choose.
Thomas looked at her.
She did not tell Ethan to fight. She told him to trust Lucien.
Ethan's gaze shifted.
She did not tell Lucien to stand in front of me. She told him to trust me.
Lucien held her eyes. Ava felt the importance of the next words before she said them.
I am going.
Number.
That is my choice.
You do not understand the danger.
Neither do you.
That is why.
That is why we all go together.
Silence. Ava looked toward Lucien. He did not answer immediately. She could see the instinct inside him. Take her away. Lock the doors. Solve everything without her. Then he looked at the recorder. At Emily's handwriting. At Ava.
She is right.
Thomas stood so quickly the chair struck the floor.
You do not get to decide for my daughter.
I am not.
Lucien remained seated, calm.
She is.
Ava felt something shift. For the first time, Lucien had not merely protected her choice. He had stood behind it. Thomas stared at him. Years of anger rose, then stopped, because Lucien was not asking Thomas to trust him. He was asking Thomas to trust Ava. Thomas picked up the fallen chair. He set it upright. His hands shook.
We leave before dark.
Ava blinked.
You agree?
Number.
He looked at the cassette recorder.
But your mother was right. I cannot keep calling control protection.
He turned toward the hallway.
We take ropes, lights, medical supplies. No one separates. No one touches anything Emily did not tell us to touch.
That sounds like a yes.
It sounds like rules.
I will accept rules.
Thomas looked toward Lucien.
And if the door speaks,
We do not answer.
if Ava is threatened,
I know.
number.
Thomas held his gaze.
You trust her first.
Lucien went still. Ava understood what Thomas meant. Do not sacrifice yourself before she can act. Do not decide that protection always requires removing her from the choice. Lucien looked toward Ava, then nodded once.
I will try.
Thomas accepted the answer barely. Outside, thunder rolled closer. Preparation changed the Parker house. The kitchen table became a staging area. Flashlights, rope, batteries, a first aid kit, Thomas's service radio, Emily's cassette recorder. Ava placed the black coat beside the supplies. Lucien looked at it.
You should wear it?
You keep it.
We are going into a wet, underground passage.
I do not get cold.
He enjoys reminding people.
You complain about every temperature.
I have circulation?
Ava lifted the coat.
My mother bought it for you.
Yes?
Then wear it?
Lucien looked at her. The request was not really about weather. He understood. He took the coat. His fingers brushed hers. Cold against warm. The contact lasted only a second. Still, Ava felt it afterward. Lucien slipped the coat on. The old fabric settled across his shoulders as though it had been waiting. Thomas returned carrying a locked metal case. He placed it on the table. Inside lay extra ammunition, road flares, and a long silver knife wrapped in cloth. Ethan looked at it.
That is unnecessary?
It is precaution.
It is silver?
Yes,
You invited a werewolf?
I invited no one.
Dad?
Thomas closed the case.
The knife stays wrapped.
And if it does not?
Then you have permission to complain.
I already have permission?
Lucien examined the cassette recorder. There was no second tape inside.
She said the first key would lead us to the second.
The brass key from Emily's camera?
Ava removed it from her bag. The small key carried a crescent moon on one side and the number 7 on the other. Thomas looked at the number.
Locker 7.
Where?
The old boathouse.
Lucien turned.
Near the forgotten bridge.
Emily stored equipment there
Why did no one mention a boathouse?
because it collapsed.
That seems relevant.
It collapsed 17 years ago.
After Emily disappeared.
Yes,
Lucien looked toward him.
You never thought that was deliberate?
I thought everything was deliberate. I had no proof of any of it.
Ava slipped the brass key into her pocket.
Then we start there.
The front porch creaked. Everyone became still. Thomas reached for his weapon. Lucien moved toward the window. Ethan's eyes flashed gold. 3 shadows passed behind the curtain. Then a single soft knock. Not 3. 1. Thomas opened the door carefully. The silver wolf stood on the porch. Rain had not begun. Yet water darkened its paws. Its golden eyes moved across the room, then toward Ava. Ava stepped forward.
We are ready?
The wolf turned away. It walked down the path without checking whether they followed. Thomas looked at the western sky. Dark clouds had covered the sun.
We go now.
They left the road near the old church. The silver wolf moved ahead through the north woods. Thomas followed with a flashlight clipped to his jacket. Ethan carried the rope. Lucien walked beside Ava. The first drops of rain fell before the Parker house disappeared behind the trees. Not heavy. Not yet. Ava kept one hand near Emily's brass key. The forest smelled different after the storm. Wet earth, cedar, cold water. The silver wolf never hesitated. It knew every turn, every fallen tree, every hidden trail. Ethan watched it closely.
It has done this before.
Yes?
With Emily?
Probably.
You still do not know who it is?
Number.
That bothers you?
Everything I cannot understand bothers me.
That explains a lot.
Lucien looked toward her.
You met me?
I understood that immediately.
You absolutely did not.
A small smile appeared. This time, Lucien allowed it to remain. Ethan saw.
I am witnessing progress.
Do not ruin it.
Ava looked down before either boy noticed her own smile. Thomas walked several steps ahead. He heard them. His shoulders loosened slightly. Only slightly. The trail narrowed beside the creek. Water moved fast beneath the trees. The rain became steadier. Ava's shoes slipped twice in the mud. The first time, Ethan caught her elbow. The second time, Lucien's hand appeared beneath hers before she fell. He released her only after she found solid ground.
I can walk?
I know.
You say that every time you help me.
Because helping you is not the same as believing you cannot.
Ava looked at him. He had listened. Not only to Emily. To her, she stepped over the next route without help. Lucien stayed close anyway. The silver wolf stopped near a stand of collapsed trees. Behind them, pieces of weathered wood rested beneath vines. The remains of the boathouse. Thomas walked around the fallen roof.
The lockers were along the west wall.
Which wall is west?
The one under the tree.
Helpful?
Together, Ethan and Lucien lifted part of the collapsed roof. The wood groaned. Ava and Thomas cleared vines from a rusted metal panel. 7 narrow doors appeared. Most had fallen open. Locker 7 remained closed. A crescent moon had been scratched beside the lock. Ava removed the brass key. It turned easily. Inside lay a small iron box wrapped in waxed cloth. No dust. No rust. Preserved. Ava lifted it out. The silver wolf sat beside her, watching. Thomas unwrapped the cloth. A larger silver key rested inside. Its handle was shaped like 2 overlapping crescents. Beneath it lay another cassette. And a folded note. Ava opened the note first. Emily's handwriting appeared beneath the rain-stained light.
If the wolf brought you here, trust it. If Lucien is beside Ava, trust him. If Thomas is angry, wait until he stops pretending anger is easier than fear.
Ethan laughed softly. Thomas did not, but he did not argue either. Ava read the last line.
The forgotten bridge remembers the way down.
The silver wolf stood. It turned toward the creek. Thunder rolled directly above them. The rain became heavy. The water began to rise. The forgotten bridge stood farther north than Ava expected. By the time the silver wolf slowed, the trail behind them had disappeared beneath rain and darkness. The creek had widened into a black ribbon between the trees. Water struck exposed roots. Branches drifted past in the current. The bridge rose above it like the remains of something the forest had tried to erase. Half the railing was gone. Several planks had collapsed. Moss covered the supports. No road reached either side. No sign named it. Ava understood why the town had forgotten. The place had made forgetting easy. The silver wolf stepped onto the first plank. The wood groaned beneath its weight. Thomas stopped at the edge of the bridge. His flashlight remained lowered. He stared toward the center.
You have been here?
It was not a question. Thomas's face looked gray beneath the stormlight.
Yes.
The night Mom disappeared.
Rain moved between them. Thomas looked toward Lucien. Lucien looked at the bridge. Neither answered. Ava felt anger begin to rise. Then Emily's note returned to her. Wait until he stops pretending anger is easier than fear. Ava forced herself to breathe.
What happened here?
Not yet.
You promised?
I promised to show you what I have.
And tell me what you can.
Yes.
Can you tell me this?
Thomas looked toward the water.
Your mother called me. She said she had found something beneath the bridge. She told me to come alone.
Did you?
Number.
Lucien's expression changed, only slightly. Thomas noticed.
I called you.
You left a message.
You came.
Too late.
Thomas's jaw tightened. The old accusation appeared between them. Ava stepped closer.
Mom told Ethan to trust Lucien. She told Lucien to trust me. She told you to let me choose.
Thomas looked at her.
She did not bring us here so you could start blaming each other again.
Ethan moved onto the bridge beside the silver wolf. He looked over the broken railing.
The creek is rising?
Water had already reached the lowest support beam. The current struck it with enough force to shake the bridge. Lucien stepped onto the first plank. He tested the wood beneath his foot.
We cross one at a time.
Number.
The box is on the other side.
You do not know that.
The silver wolf looked back, then walked toward the center. It stopped above a plank marked with the same crescent moon as Emily's key. Ava saw it.
There?
Thomas saw it too. He closed his eyes briefly.
She carved that.
You watched her?
Years before she disappeared. She said she needed a way to remember where the current changed.
The current?
Thomas pointed toward the water. 2 streams met beneath the bridge. One moved from the northern ridge. The other emerged through a narrow stone opening beneath the eastern bank. Where they collided, the water turned in a slow circle. A whirlpool, small, almost invisible beneath the rain.
There is a channel under the bridge. Emily believed it led into the old stone foundations.
She was right.
Thomas looked toward him.
I followed her here once, before the night she disappeared.
You went below?
Number she would not let me.
Why?
She said the door listened differently to people like me.
What does that mean?
She never explained.
The silver wolf scratched at the marked plank. Wood splintered beneath one claw. A hollow sound came from below. Thomas stepped onto the bridge.
We removed the plank.
In this rain?
Emily said before, the creek reaches the lower stone.
They all looked toward the eastern bank. A rectangular stone protruded above the water. Only a few inches remained visible.
We do not have much time.
Lucien and Ethan moved to either side of the marked plank. The silver wolf stepped away. Ava held the flashlight while Thomas cut through old rope wrapped beneath the railing. The bridge shook with every strike of water below.
Lift together.
Ethan gripped one edge. Lucien took the other. They pulled. The plank did not move. Ethan adjusted his grip. His eyes flashed gold.
Careful.
I am being careful?
You cracked the last support.
It was already cracked?
That does not improve the situation.
Both of you,
They looked toward her.
lift slowly.
Ethan smiled.
She sounds like Thomas?
Do not ruin this.
They pulled again. The plank rose with a long groan. Black water rushed through the opening beneath it. A rusted iron handle appeared. Thomas stared at it.
That was not there.
It was hidden.
I searched this bridge for 3 days.
After the flood,
Yes.
the water may have covered it.
Thomas looked unconvinced. Ava crouched. She wrapped one hand around the handle. Cold metal, a faint vibration moved through it, not from the bridge, from below. 3 slow knocks rose through the wood. Knock, knock, knock. Ava released the handle. The silver wolf growled. Ethan's posture changed. His hands became tense.
We leave.
Number?
You heard it.
Yes.
That is exactly what Emily warned us about.
She also told us to close it.
We do not know what opening this will release.
The outer passage is already open.
Thomas looked toward the rising creek. Lucien pointed at the black water moving through the gap.
The current reached it before we did.
Another knock sounded below, louder. The iron handle trembled beneath Ava's hand. Ethan crouched beside her.
I can pull it?
Number?
Ava,
She left the key for me.
Ethan looked toward Lucien. Lucien did not answer for her. He watched Ava. Trust Ava. Emily's words lived between them. Lucien extended his hand.
The key.
Ava took the silver key from the iron box and placed it in his palm. Lucien examined the teeth, then the handle. 2 overlapping crescents. One side had darkened with age. The other remained bright.
There are 2 locks.
Where?
Lucien turned the key over. A narrow groove ran along the handle, not decorative. A second key had once fit inside it.
the brass key?
Ava removed it from her pocket. She slid it into the groove. The 2 keys joined with a quiet click. One shape, silver and brass, old and new. Thomas stared.
She planned this.
She planned for all of us.
The iron handle shifted. A keyhole opened beneath it. Ava inserted the joined keys. The lock resisted. She turned harder. Nothing.
Do not force it.
The creek is rising?
It may require pressure from both sides.
What does that mean?
Lucien placed his hand over Ava's cold fingers closed around hers. He turned the key toward the creek.
It will not move.
Not yet.
He looked toward Ethan.
Pull the handle upward.
Ethan gripped the iron ring. Thomas braced one arm around the broken railing.
On 3.
We are counting now?
Yes,
You sound like a father.
I am 1.
Ava felt Lucien's hand tighten over hers. Thomas counted.
1,
Water struck the bridge.
2,
The silver wolf lowered its body. Ready.
3.
Ethan pulled. Ava and Lucien turned the joined keys. The lock snapped open. The entire bridge shuddered. A seam appeared beneath the removed plank. Then another. An old hatch lifted from below. Black water poured from its edges. Cold air rushed upward. The smell reached them. Wet stone, old wood, lavender. Ava froze.
Mom,
Thomas heard it too. His face broke open. The scent was faint, almost gone. Still unmistakable. Emily had been here. The hatch opened farther. Stone steps descended beneath the bridge. Water ran over the first three. The rest disappeared into darkness. The silver wolf stepped forward. Thomas blocked it.
Number.
The wolf looked at him. Thomas's hand remained extended.
We go first.
The silver wolf did not challenge him. It sat beside the opening, waiting. Thomas clipped his flashlight to his jacket.
I lead.
I can see farther.
I know.
He looked toward Ava.
I lead.
Lucien accepted the decision. Ethan tied the rope around the remaining support beam. He tested the knot twice.
3 times.
You do not trust my knots?
I have seen your truck repairs.
That is unrelated.
Ethan tied it a third time. Ava placed Emily's cassette recorder inside a waterproof bag, then looked toward the dark passage. The knocking had stopped. That frightened her more than if it had continued. Thomas descended first. Water covered his boots. Lucien followed. Ava stepped onto the first stone. The bridge groaned above her. She looked back. Ethan stood beside the silver wolf.
I will bring up the rear.
because you are protecting us?
Because if the bridge collapses, I want to be nearest the exit.
Ava smiled, then descended. The passage was narrower than the old lighthouse stairs. Stone pressed close on both sides. Water ran along a channel beneath their feet. Thomas's flashlight revealed old carvings. A moon, a wolf, a raven. No names, no dates. Lucien touched one symbol.
This is older than the town.
How much older?
I do not know.
That bothers him?
I know.
Lucien looked back. The faintest smile appeared, then disappeared when a voice whispered from the darkness ahead.
Lucien?
Everyone stopped. Ava had not spoken. Her own voice had. From farther down the passage, soft, frightened.
Help me?
Lucien moved in front of Ava. The real Ava caught his sleeve.
That was me.
Number.
It sounded exactly like me.
That is what it does.
The false voice spoke again. Closer.
Dad?
Thomas's flashlight shook. Ava placed one hand against his shoulder.
I am here.
Thomas looked back. He nodded once. The false voice became Emily.
Thomas.
Thomas closed his eyes.
Do not answer.
The passage opened ahead. A circular stone chamber waited beneath the creek. At its center stood the wooden door. No walls. No room behind it. Only a dark frame set into the stone floor. Iron chains wrapped around the wood. Black mist seeped through the cracks. The silver wolf stopped at the chamber entrance. It would not step inside. Ethan stood beside it. His eyes turned gold.
It is awake?
3 knocks struck the other side. Knock, knock, knock. Then Emily's voice spoke with perfect clarity.
Ava, sweetheart.
Ava's heart broke before her mind could protect it. The wooden door trembled. Black mist curled across the floor. Lucien stepped between Ava and the voice.
That is not Emily.
The voice laughed softly, exactly the way her mother had laughed in old recordings.
He said that before.
Lucien froze. The mist moved around his boots.
And look what happened to me.
The door had found the right wound. Lucien's shoulders became rigid. Thomas reached for the silver knife case. Ethan's fingers began changing. Ava looked at all 3 of them. The door was not trying to escape. Not yet. It was trying to separate them. And it had already begun. No one moved. The black mist spread slowly across the stone floor. It never touched their feet. It stopped just short of them. Waiting, watching. Listening, Emily's voice came again. Gentle, warm. Exactly as Ava remembered.
Ava, I am so proud of you.
Ava's hands trembled, not because she believed it, because she wanted to. Every child wanted to hear those words again, especially from someone they had already lost. Lucien never looked away from the wooden door.
Don't listen to what it says. Listen to why it says it.
The voice laughed softly, Not cruelly, almost affectionately.
You always overthink everything, Lucien. You did when we first met. You still do.
Lucien's expression hardened. Only 4 people had known that conversation. Emily, Lucien, Thomas, and no one else. Ethan noticed it too.
How does it know?
I don't know.
The answer disturbed him more than anything else. Lucien had expected imitation. He had not expected memory. The chamber grew colder. Thomas raised his flashlight. The beam crossed the old wooden door. Hundreds of scratches covered its surface. Most looked random. Some were words, names, Emily. Walter, Eleanor, Marcus. Dozens of others, some almost erased by time. Some fresh. Thomas stepped closer.
Dad?
He did not answer. His light stopped beside one name carved near the center, Emily Parker. The letters looked newer than everything around them. Thomas slowly reached toward them. Lucien caught his wrist, not roughly, firmly.
Number.
She was here.
Yes?
I have to know.
You already do.
Thomas looked at him. Years of grief flooded into his face.
I wasn't here. I should have been.
You came. You were simply too late.
The words echoed through the chamber. The wooden door answered immediately.
Number?
Everyone turned.
You weren't late. You never came.
Thomas stopped breathing.
I waited all night. You promised.
His knees almost gave way. Ava grabbed his arm before he fell.
Emily.
Thomas.
Lucien's voice remained calm. Steady, almost gentle.
Look at me.
Thomas didn't. His eyes remained fixed on the door. Emily's voice became quieter, more fragile.
I am still here. I am cold. Please. Just open it.
A low growl escaped Ethan. His fingernails lengthened. Dark fur crept slowly across the backs of his hands.
Ethan?
I know.
He clenched both fists. The fur retreated, barely.
It smells wrong.
What does wrong smell like?
Like something pretending to be alive?
Lucien nodded.
I smell the same thing.
I don't smell anything.
You hear it instead.
The room became silent, not because the voice had stopped, because everyone suddenly understood. Each of them experienced the door differently. Thomas heard regret. Ava heard love. Lucien smelled decay. Ethan sensed a predator. The wooden door wasn't speaking. It was choosing the fastest path into each heart. The chains surrounding the door rattled softly, not from movement, from pressure. Something leaned against the other side, not hard, patiently, waiting. One chain tightened, another loosened. The old wood creaked. Thomas instinctively reached toward his silver knife. Lucien shook his head.
Not yet.
If it comes through,
It won't.
how can you know?
Lucien looked at the lock, then at the silver key in Ava's hand.
Because it still needs us.
Needs us?
It can't open this door. It can only convince someone else to.
The false Emily laughed again.
Still clever. I always liked that about you.
Lucien didn't answer. The voice shifted instantly. Now it became Lily.
Ava, I am down here. I fell. Please hurry.
Lily?
The voice cried exactly the way Lily had cried during a school play years earlier. Even the tiny hitch in her breathing matched. Ava took one unconscious step. Lucien's arm stopped her. Not pushing. Simply there.
It sounded real?
I know.
Then the chamber fell completely silent. No voices. No knocks. Nothing. The silence lasted almost 30 seconds. Long enough for everyone to relax. Long enough for the next voice to arrive. It was Ava. Not crying. Not frightened, older, calmer.
You were right. We shouldn't have trusted him.
Lucien slowly turned toward Ava. The real Ava stared back in confusion.
That wasn't me.
The voice continued.
He'll choose Emily again. He always will.
Lucien closed his eyes, only for a moment. then opened them again. The words had landed exactly where the door intended. Deep, painfully deep. Ava looked at him. She suddenly understood. Lucien had been carrying that fear for years, that if Emily returned, he would abandon everyone else, including her. The door hadn't invented the thought. It had found it. Ava slowly stepped around Lucien. This time, he didn't stop her. She walked until she stood only 6 feet from the wooden door. The chains trembled. The mist curled toward her shoes. Emily's voice returned immediately. Hopeful, gentle.
Ava, my sweetheart, you came.
Ava didn't answer. She simply watched the old wood, watched the cracks, watched the darkness between them. Then she smiled, very slightly.
Number?
The voice stopped.
My mother loved photography. Do you know why, Silence? Because cameras don't remember? They only tell the truth?
Nothing answered. Ava continued.
You remember too much? You remember exactly what everyone wants. My mother never did. She forgot birthdays, lost house keys, burned dinner. She laughed at the wrong moments. She wasn't perfect. She was real.
The chamber became colder. The mist thickened. The wooden door shuddered violently. Emily's voice returned one last time. Only now, it sounded angry.
You don't know her.
Ava's eyes filled with tears. But she smiled anyway.
Number, I know her, and that is exactly how I know you are not her.
Every chain around the wooden door exploded tight at the same instant. The chamber shook. The black mist rushed backward toward the cracks. A deafening scream echoed from beyond the wood. Not Emily, not human, ancient, hungry. Furious, Lucien looked at Ava with unmistakable admiration. She had done what none of them could. She had stopped listening to the voice. The door had lost its greatest weapon. Now, it had only rage left. The wooden door shook again, harder. Dust fell from the stone ceiling. The iron chains snapped tight one after another. The silver wolf lowered its body near the entrance. Ethan's eyes glowed gold. Dark fur spread across his forearms. Thomas raised the wrapped silver knife but did not uncover it. Lucien remained beside Ava, not in front of her. Beside her, the difference mattered. The scream behind the door faded into a low, vibrating growl. Then the mist returned. It seeped through the cracks in thin black strands. This time it moved quickly, across the floor, around the chains. Toward Ava, Lucien reached for her, stopped. Emily's voice echoed inside his memory. Trust Ava. His hand lowered.
The key?
Thomas looked toward her.
What?
Mom said to lock the door. The silver key.
She held out her hand. Thomas removed the joined brass and silver keys from his coat pocket. He had taken them after opening the passage. Now he hesitated.
We do not know what turning it will do.
We know what happens if we do nothing.
The door struck its frame. One chain slipped from the upper hinge. The iron link hit the floor. Ethan moved forward.
I can hold it?
Number.
You have a better idea?
Yes.
Lucien looked at Ava.
Give her the key.
Thomas stared at him.
If this goes wrong,
Then we protect her.
you told me to trust her first.
I am.
The answer ended the argument. Thomas placed the joined keys in Ava's palm. The metal felt warm, almost hot, as if it had been waiting for her hand. The black mist touched the edge of her shoe. Ava did not move. The false Emily spoke again. No anger now, only tenderness.
You do not have to do this.
Ava looked at the door.
You were always afraid of the dark.
The memory was true. Ava had slept with the hallway light on until she was 9. Emily had sat beside her bed during storms. Thomas had checked the closet twice. The door knew, or guessed well enough.
Let me help you.
My mother never promised to make fear disappear.
The voice paused.
She taught me to walk through it.
The mist recoiled. Lucien's gaze stayed on Ava. He had never looked at her that way before, not as someone fragile, not as Emily's daughter, as herself. Ava stepped closer to the door. The lock sat beneath layers of rust. A crescent-shaped opening waited at its center. She inserted the join keys. The moment the metal touched the lock, every voice began at once. Thomas shouting, Lily crying, Ethan calling her name, Lucien whispering that she had been a mistake, Emily begging, Ava's own voice screaming from the other side. The chamber filled with noise. Thomas pressed both hands over his ears. Ethan dropped to one knee. His body shifted halfway toward the wolf. Lucien flinched but did not move away. The door was searching for the one voice that would stop her. It found Lucien's.
Ava!
The false version sounded calm. Clothes exactly like him.
Do not turn the key.
The real Lucien stood beside her, silent. The voice continued.
If you open it, I will have to choose, and I will not choose you.
Ava's hand tightened around the key. The words cut deeper than she expected, because part of her feared them. Emily had known Lucien first. Emily had trusted him first. Lucien had stayed in Moonlight Falls for 17 years because of her. Ava had known him for days. The false voice softened.
You are only here because of Emily.
Ava looked at the real Lucien. His face had gone still. The door was not only speaking to her, it was making him hear the same fear. Lucien met her eyes. He said nothing. He did not defend himself. He let her choose what to believe. Ava took one breath, then another.
You are wrong?
The false voice stopped.
He stayed because of her.
Lucien's expression tightened.
But he is standing here because of me.
Silence struck the chamber. Not ordinary silence. A sudden absence. The door had lost another path. Lucien looked at Ava as though the words had reached somewhere he had kept closed for decades. The mist pulled back from her feet. The silver key turned halfway. A loud click echoed through the stone. The door screamed. The chains lifted from the floor. Iron links tightened around the frame. Ava turned the key farther. The lock resisted. Black mist burst from the cracks and struck her chest. Cold moved through her. Not on her skin. Inside. The chamber disappeared. Ava stood in the Parker kitchen. Sunlight filled the windows. Emily stood at the stove, alive, healthy, laughing as she burned pancakes. Thomas sat at the table reading the newspaper. Everything looked exactly as Ava had imagined it for years.
There you are.
Ava could not breathe. Emily turned, samey dark hair, samey smile. The little crease beside her left eye. Every detail perfect.
I've been waiting.
Ava looked down. She was younger. Small hands, red raincoat. 5 years old again. Thomas lowered the newspaper.
Breakfast.
Emily crossed the kitchen. She knelt and opened her arms.
Come here, sweetheart.
Ava took one step. The floor creaked beneath her. Emily smiled wider. Ava wanted to run into her arms, wanted it more than anything she had ever wanted. Then she noticed the pancakes. Perfect circles, golden, not burned. Emily had never made perfect pancakes. Ava stopped. Emily's smile remained, too still.
You are not real.
The kitchen darkened. Thomas disappeared first, then the table, then the sunlight. Emily remained. Her face shifted, not monstrous, empty.
You could have stayed.
Number?
You could have had everything.
Number?
You chose him.
The false Emily looked past Ava. Lucien stood in the darkness. Blood covered his hands. Emily's blood. He looked at Ava without emotion. The image was designed to hurt. It did. Ava closed her eyes.
I choose the truth.
The vision shattered. Ava returned to the stone chamber with her hand still on the key. Only a second had passed. The black mist covered her arm. Lucien held her shoulder, not pulling her away, keeping her upright.
Ava.
This was the real voice. She knew because it was afraid.
I am here.
She turned the key the final distance. The lock snapped shut. A deep metallic sound traveled through the chamber. The chain slammed against the door. 1, 2, 3. Every crack in the wood sealed beneath silver light. The black mist rushed backward. It clawed at the floor as it withdrew. The false voices screamed together, then stopped. The wooden door became still. The silver light faded. Only the joined keys remained warm beneath Ava's hand. She removed them. The lock closed behind them. The chamber fell silent. No knocks, no whispers, no breathing from the other side. Nothing. Ava stepped backward. Her knees weakened. Lucien caught her, both arms around her before she reached the floor. His grip was careful, almost too careful.
I did it?
Yes.
His voice broke slightly. The smallest fracture, enough for Ava to hear.
You did.
Thomas lowered the knife. Ethan's body returned fully to human form. The silver wolf relaxed near the doorway. For several seconds, none of them moved. Then Thomas crossed the chamber. He placed both hands around Ava's face. Checked her eyes, her breathing, the color in her skin.
Are you hurt?
Number?
Are you sure?
Yes?
Thomas pulled her into his arms. The embrace came suddenly, tightly. All the fear he had held for 17 years entered it. Ava held him back. Over his shoulder, she saw Lucien step away, giving them the moment, as always. Ava reached one hand toward him. Lucien stopped. Thomas felt the movement. He looked back, then slowly released her. Ava walked to Lucien.
The door used your voice?
I heard.
It said you would never choose me.
Lucien went very still. Ethan looked away. Thomas did not. Lucien answered carefully.
It was trying to stop you.
I know.
It uses fear.
I know.
She held his gaze.
But it only works if the fear is already there.
Lucien could have denied it. He did not.
Yes.
Are you afraid of that?
The chamber no longer felt dangerous. But the question did. Lucien looked toward the sealed door, then back at Ava.
I am afraid that everything I touch becomes part of what I lost.
Ava's chest tightened.
Emily, my family, this town. I learned to remain close enough to protect people. Far enough that losing them would not destroy what remained.
Did it work?
A faint, humorless smile appeared.
Number.
Ava stepped closer, not touching him. Close enough that he understood she had chosen not to step away.
Then maybe you should try something different.
Lucien looked at her for a long time.
That sounds dangerous.
So does everything here.
Ethan cleared his throat.
I dislike interrupting.
You enjoy interrupting.
Usually?
He pointed toward the cassette recorder inside the waterproof bag. A small red light had turned on by itself.
But Emily has more to say.
They returned to the passage entrance before playing the second recording. Thomas insisted on distance from the wooden door. No one argued. The silver wolf sat at the foot of the stairs. Its attention remained on the sealed chamber. Lucien checked the passage twice. Ethan tested the rope above. The storm continued outside, but the water flowing down the steps had begun to slow. The lock had changed something. The creek no longer pressed against the passage with the same force. Ava sat on the fourth stone step. Thomas placed the cassette recorder beside her. The red light blinked steadily.
It was not on before.
The lock may have activated it.
Emily enjoyed dramatic timing.
She did.
Thomas pressed play. Static. Then Emily laughed. Not the perfect laugh from behind the door. This one was uneven, a little breathless, real.
If the door is closed.
A pause.
Good.
Ava released a breath she had not realized she was holding.
If it is not closed, stop this recording and run.
Ethan looked toward the chamber.
I appreciate practical instructions.
Quiet.
Emily continued.
The door will tell you it is the answer. It will use my voice. It will use yours. It will give each of you exactly what you want.
Thomas stared at the floor. The perfect kitchen. The life he had imagined. Whatever he had seen, he did not share.
That is why I hid the truth behind it.
Lucien lifted his head.
The door is not why I disappeared.
The sentence echoed through the passage. Even though they had expected it, the truth landed heavily.
It was already here long before I was born. I opened it because I thought something behind it had taken people from Moonlight Falls. I was wrong. The disappearances happened outside. Someone wanted me looking at the door. Someone wanted the Blackwoods blamed. Someone wanted the wolves blamed.
Ethan's jaw tightened. Lucien remained still.
The door was the perfect distraction. Old, terrifying, impossible to explain. While everyone watched the darkness below the creek, Samani moved through the town in plain sight.
Thomas closed his eyes.
Victor.
Lucien looked toward him sharply. The tape continued before either could speak.
I do not know who, not yet, but I know what they wanted. They wanted me away from the door.
Ava frowned.
Why?
Emily answered through time.
Because the door remembers voices, and sometimes it remembers what people tried to make it forget.
Lucien looked toward the chamber. Understanding appeared slowly.
Memory.
What?
Someone used the door to hide something.
Or someone.
Emily's voice softened.
I found one name in the stone, a name someone had tried to erase. I photographed it. I hid the film at the lighthouse.
Ava touched Emily's camera bag. The lighthouse again. Every path returned there.
If the photograph survived, it will tell you where I went next.
Static rose. Then Emily spoke to them individually.
Thomas, you will want to lock Ava away after this. Do not.
Thomas looked toward his daughter.
She is braver than either of us. That does not mean she is careless. Trust the difference.
Thomas's eyes filled. He nodded as though Emily could see him.
Ethan, you will want to solve this alone. Do not. You were always strongest when you remembered strength was not the same as solitude.
Ethan lowered his eyes.
Lucien,
Lucien became perfectly still.
you will want to leave.
Ava looked at him.
You always leave when caring becomes dangerous. You call it protection. It is still leaving.
Lucien's face showed nothing. His eyes showed everything.
Stay this time.
The words seemed to pass through him. Not accusation, permission.
And Ava,
Ava leaned closer.
I am sorry I left you a trail instead of a mother.
The tears came instantly, quietly. Thomas took her hand. Lucien moved one step closer.
Do not let my disappearance become the only story you live. Find the truth, but find something beautiful too.
Ava looked at Lucien before she could stop herself. He was already watching her. Emily's voice became faint.
The door is closed. Let this part end. The next answer waits where the light touches the sea. And remember, not every mystery is asking to be opened.
The tape clicked. The red light went dark. Only rain remained above them. For a long time, no one spoke. The wooden door was sealed. The immediate danger was over. This story had an ending. Not the ending to Emily's disappearance, but an ending to the thing beneath Moonlight Creek. Ava wiped her tears.
She said to let this part end.
Then we do.
No returning tomorrow.
No opening the passage again.
No answering the door.
Thomas looked toward each of them.
We seal the outer hatch. We remove the keys. And we never come below alone.
That last part sounds flexible.
It is not.
The silver wolf stood. It walked toward the stairs, before climbing. It looked once toward the sealed chamber, then lowered its head. A final farewell. The door did not answer. The storm had weakened by the time they climbed out beneath the bridge. The creek remained high, but the lower stone had reappeared above the water. Thomas and Ethan closed the outer hatch. Lucien replaced the marked plank. Ava separated the brass key from the silver one. Thomas locked the silver key inside the iron box. Ava kept the brass key. The silver wolf watched from the bridge. When the work was finished, it turned north.
Wait?
The wolf stopped. Ava approached carefully. Rain silvered its fur. Ava placed one hand against its neck. Warm, steady.
Thank you.
The wolf looked into her eyes. Something familiar lived there. Ava almost asked who it was. She stopped. Not every mystery was asking to be opened. The silver wolf pressed its head briefly against her shoulder, then stepped away. It disappeared into the trees without sound. Ethan watched it go.
One day,
Not tonight.
I know.
They began walking south. The forest no longer felt hostile, only wet. Tired, quiet after holding too much. Thomas led it first, then slowed until Ava walked beside him.
I owe you an apology.
Several?
Yes?
Ava glanced toward him. He looked older beneath the rain, but lighter.
I thought protecting you meant deciding what you could know.
I know.
I was wrong.
The admission came without excuse.
That does not make everything fixed.
Number.
But it helps.
Thomas nodded. They walked several more steps.
The photograph from Seattle is in my office. The envelope, too.
You will show me?
Tonight.
No locked drawers?
No locked drawers.
Ava linked her arm through his. Thomas looked surprised, then smiled. Behind them, Ethan quietly moved farther to the other side of the trail. Lucien noticed.
What?
Nothing.
I am giving them privacy.
You announced it.
I am still learning.
Ava looked back.
Everything is fine?
You are terrible at whispering.
Wolf hearing?
That is not an explanation.
For the first time, all four laughed together, not loudly. Enough. They reached the edge of town after nightfall. Streetlights reflected across wet pavement. The diner windows glowed gold. Somewhere, music played from an open apartment window. Ordinary life had continued while they stood beneath the creek choosing whether to believe a lie. At the Parker house, Thomas stopped on the porch. Ethan remained near the steps. Lucien stood at the edge of the yard. Already preparing to leave, Thomas looked toward him. The old instinct returned. Suspicion. Distance. Then Emily's voice seemed to echo between them. Trust Lucien. Thomas crossed the yard. Lucien waited.
Thank you.
Only 2 words. Still, Ethan stopped smiling. Ava held her breath. Lucien looked at Thomas.
For what?
For trusting her.
Lucien's gaze shifted toward Ava.
She earned it.
Thomas nodded. No handshake. No forgiveness. Something more important. A beginning. Ethan stepped backward toward the road.
I should go before my family notices I missed dinner?
You are 83.
They still notice?
He smiled, then looked toward Lucien.
Tomorrow?
School?
I meant the lighthouse?
Not tomorrow.
Mom said to let this part end.
Right?
He accepted it. No immediate chase toward the next mystery. The night belonged to survival. To home. To the small victory they had earned. Ethan waved and walked toward town. Thomas entered the house. He paused at the doorway.
Ava?
1 minute?
Thomas looked toward Lucien, then back at his daughter.
1 minute.
He went inside. Ava crossed the wet grass. Lucien remained beneath the cedar tree. Emily's black coat hung from his shoulders. Rain darkened the fabric.
You are going to leave without saying goodbye.
I assumed I would see you tomorrow.
That is not a goodbye.
Number.
Ava stopped in front of him. Close enough to see water caught in his dark hair. Close enough to see the tiredness in his eyes.
Mom told you to stay.
She did.
Will you?
Lucien looked toward the house, the warm windows. Thomas moving behind the curtains, then toward the road leading back to Blackwood Manor.
I don't know how.
You could start by not disappearing in the middle of conversations.
A small smile appeared.
That may be difficult.
Try?
The smile remained, this time real. Not almost. Ava noticed the repaired cuff of his coat. She touched the stitching lightly. Lucien looked down at her fingers.
Mom repaired this?
Number.
You did?
Poorly.
It held.
She began slipping the coat from his shoulders. Lucien caught the edge.
What are you doing?
Giving it back?
You wore it last night.
And you need it now.
I do not get cold.
I know.
She looked at the coat, then at him.
Keep it?
Lucien stared.
Mom gave it to you. She'd be mad if I took it back.
For 1 second, he looked almost young. Not immortal, not guarded, simply surprised.
Emily was often angry about clothing.
So I have heard.
She believed I owned too much black.
She was right?
You have known me 4 days.
You are consistent?
Lucien laughed. Not a quiet breath, not an almost smile. A real laugh. Soft, warm, brief. Ava smiled before she could stop herself.
There?
What?
You laughed?
I did not.
You absolutely did?
You are tired.
You are lying.
Lucien's smile remained. The rain slowed around them. For one suspended moment, the mystery disappeared. No door, no missing mother. No wolves or vampires, only Ava and Lucien beneath the cedar tree, standing too close. Neither willing to be the first to step away. The front porch light flashed once. Thomas's reminder 1 minute. Ava looked toward the house, then back at Lucien.
Good night.
Good night, Ava.
She walked toward the porch. At the door, she turned. Lucien remained beneath the tree, one hand resting against the repaired cuff, still smiling. Then he stepped into the shadows. This time, Ava did not feel abandoned when he disappeared. She knew he would return. Deep night settled over Blackwood Manor. No lights burned in the eastern wing. Rain moved softly across the tall windows. Damien stood in the old gallery with one hand resting against the glass. Below, the forest stretched toward Moonlight Creek. A fire burned behind him. It gave no warmth. An older voice spoke from the shadows.
They closed the first door.
Damien did not turn.
Yes. Was she afraid?
Of course.
Did she open it?
Number.
Victor stepped into the firelight. Older face, silver hair, perfect dark suit. His expression carried mild disappointment. Nothing more.
Emily's daughter.
She is more difficult than expected.
Good.
Damien finally turned.
Good.
Now, they will trust the trail.
He walked toward a large photograph hanging on the gallery wall. The image was nearly a century old. Lucien stood at the center, Younger only in expression. Damien stood beside him, Victor behind them. 3 other figures occupied the edges of the frame. A pale woman with severe eyes, a young man wearing a military coat, and an older man holding a silver-headed cane. Emily had never appeared in this photograph. She had never met 2 of the people inside it. One face had been scratched away. Victor touched the damaged image.
They closed the first door.
His fingertip moved toward the erased face.
Now, they will find the second.
Damien looked toward the dark window. Far in the distance, the lighthouse beam crossed the sea, once twice. On the 3rd turn, it stopped. The light pointed directly at Blackwood Manor. Damien smiled.
And if they understand what it shows?
They won't.
Victor turned away from the photograph.
Emily never did.